partner always ring you when you're in the middle of the checkout getting stuff and they want one thing, and I was already checking through on, you know, on a self-serve, so it's doing my head in today, guys. It really is doing my head in. And I specifically said, just leave me alone tomorrow. Yesterday, I'll explain what happened yesterday. Basically, it's Monday now. Normally I do my vlogs Sunday. And I was already under pressure with so much going on. I ended up taking my grandson to the skate park, even though I ended up actually taking him late in the end to an indoor one, which is in Beverley, not Driffield, because the Driffield one was closed due to ice. And I've already explained all this once, and here's what happened. In my stress, panic, rush, I'd omitted to check something, and what it is, it's this camera. I mean, obviously, it's my fault, but this camera, obviously, you select the settings via a touchscreen on the back. That touchscreen is actually very, very sensitive. And when you come down on it to touch it, you've got to be very careful. If your finger, thumb, whatever you're using is slightly moving in a lateral plane as you touch it, it will scroll rather than tap the screen. And then you tend to tap it to stop it and end up opening something else. And what I actually ended up doing was, I've inadvertently done it, not realised, I'd turned the audio off. So then I had all this footage that I'd taken, zero audio, nothing. So, you know, it was useless basically. I mean, yeah, alright, you can scratch audio over the top and what have you, but there was just too much of it, do you know what I mean? So I thought, you know, I'm under too much pressure today, I'll leave it and do it tomorrow. Hence I sent out a tweet last night saying that there wouldn't be a vlog. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to disappear around the corner somewhere now and see if I can just get a bit of footage before I go home with the shopping. So yeah, we'll see how that goes, guys. Water level's definitely lower than last time I was down here, which was a lot of years ago. I used to play around this crane. It's one of the old cranes for putting stuff in the barges. I remember it used to be turned a little bit further out, and we used to wind the hook down and swing in. But yeah, you'd get into a lot of bother for it these days. In fact, a lad did actually die. I think there was a branch hanging out of this tree. You can see where it's been cut off. It used to be nearer to this crane. And what happened was a lad was climbing in the tree, fell out and knocked his head off the crane somewhere. I mean, you know, it's a hefty chunk of steel. So yeah, and there's a picture of, that's the one actually down on the roadside, that particular one, which is all the way down there. There's another crane, I don't know if it's showing up in the shot very well. It's right down on the roadside there, which is where the beck joins the canal head. And now it's just a place for ducks and the occasional swan. There's a swan up there. There's a pair of swans up there. Let's go and see how friendly they're feeling. Obviously not feeling very friendly right now. But then I haven't got any bread with me, so yeah, I ain't got time to walk all the way down to where you can get into the river. I know there's some locks up here. Sometime during the years they bring boats in here, Now they're usually craned in because I don't think you can actually get them down here anymore. But they usually get craned in, and they use them just for, you know, just for little pleasure rides up and down this stretch here. I believe these locks are operational, but I'm not sure how far a boat can go anymore. I mean, this actually used to travel a long way. I mean, it was the main sort of trade route into the town, if you like, until the railways came. You can see there's an old boat over there. I'm not sure if it's usable. It's just next to the locks there for getting through into the river system. And the river is just beyond. And there is the Lady Jane. Looks like it can still be used when necessary. I'm not sure what this has been. Looks like it's been a sluice actually. Yeah, there's been a gate on here. Not there anymore, obviously. I know you are allowed to walk up there and down the riversides, but I haven't got time today, guys. Not sure how it still stands with the old towpaths. Now, I know I'm going back a fair few years, but I know back when I was mountain biking, I know there was a way of you could go to the water authorities and get a basically like a license. It didn't cost much, it was just a few pounds, and it allowed you to legally cycle along all the towpaths in the UK, or just for your region perhaps, I'm not sure. Now there used to be a water authority place down here actually, but it's not there anymore, I don't think. I think the obviously cuts, they've moved all the offices into one place, haven't they, and what have you, rather than have multiples of them everywhere. So but yeah, it's not a bad day now. It was rather cloudy earlier, and it's tried to rain and hail and what have you. It did try to snow last night, but you know, the swans are eating some weed now. They are stunning birds, they really are. A lot of work gets done down here just looking after the place in general, because it is sort of one of the town's beauty spots, so to speak. Yeah. Actually, the bloke who lives over there, I think, did work for the water authority for a while. Sort of vaguely know him because he was sort of in an extended group members that went out for a meal one night. Interesting bloke, very intelligent, very knowledgeable. But yeah. Does that say that they're not allowed to fish in here anymore, or always carry rods, poles and other equipment at a low level parallel to... Oh yeah, so you can still do it. Yeah, they're just telling you to watch out for lines and trees. And obviously take your bloody crap away, stop letting it get wrapped around bloody birds' legs. So, but yeah, it's not a bad day now, it's just cold. And I was freezing last night in that warehouse. I think it was colder indoors than it was out. I'm sure I actually warmed up a bit when I stepped outside from that place. I mean, we were there till about 8 o'clock, I think. Horrendously cold. Anyway, I'm going to go back to my car, guys, and got to go pick my son up next. Just removing the ice, guys. Oh dear. Come on. So anyway, yeah. Yesterday I wasn't very well. Feeling sick, woke up with a really bad headache, blah blah blah, all the usual. if I've got a cold, probably not the best thing to get my hair cut. That was why, or part of why I didn't really sort of finish off the vlog yesterday. So yeah, it's so anyway, doing an early-ish run out this morning. What time is it? It's just gone 8. So yeah, I'm not sure. That's probably slightly better. So yeah, I'm off to pick up the granddaughter. What it is, my son-in-law, he's got an eye infection, double eye infection. So I'm just going to go and pick her up for the day, and we're going to have her while the daughter's at work. So anyway, I've got the SJ cam on top of the Octopad with a selfie stick at its shortest length right now, hence the position more or less right in front of me. I mean, I could have it right in front, but I didn't want to sort of completely take the mickey with the law or anything like that. I mean, I don't know really, it's just one of them grey areas, isn't it? You know, because technically I have sort of put something in the field of view, but then it's still in the field of view if you've got it at the other side of the dashboard or hanging from your windscreen realistically. So there's not a lot in it from that point of view. And I suppose as long as you're taking a look at the road more than... Yep, there's been a bit of something gone on here. Got police and ambulances and everything. Yeah, I mean, you know, obviously what's in front of you on the road comes way before looking at a camera, I suppose. But the sun's coming up over there right now. Sitting low on the horizon. The trouble with the winter sun, isn't it? It's not brilliant for driving in the winter sun because it sits so low all the time. But yeah, I mean, the sun's only been up, what, about half an hour. So yeah, I wasn't very well. I've now had the haircut, as you can see. So when I get home, I will be trying to fish out one of my woolly hats. All it was the wife's hairdresser was round, and it was just a case of she had 5 minutes, which is all it takes to buzz the trimmers over and tidy it up with a pair of scissors, like. So it was a case of may as well get it done while she's here, sort of thing. Normally anybody would do it, but it was just a case of the hairdresser was there and she had 5 minutes to do it in between the wife's dye and rinse and all that sort of thing. But yeah, so I wasn't well yesterday, and I'm not so bad this morning actually. Still a bit bunged up and what have you, but that was the main thing. But yesterday I was really bunged up, feeling sick, had a seriously bad headache most of the day. So but it's all been going round, you know. I mean, my daughter's had some real bad headaches. She had to take one day off work because it was more like a migraine that she had, really, but she was prone to them as a kid. In fact, some of the weirdest things she was prone to as a kid was the painless migraines, which are bizarre, where she would get visual and auditory distortions and what have you, but no pain. So these back roads are horrible, and obviously we've got risk of frost at the minute as well, so you have to sort of take it easy a bit. But yeah, so far actually this camera seems to be doing alright. Now when I extend the selfie stick to the full height, it's wobbly when you get a breeze or anything like that on it, because obviously it's a light camera, you know, they're very light, these little sports cams, and it gives a breeze too much leverage. That's the trouble, it gives it too much leverage, and it does, even in a light breeze, sort of sway a little bit. You might have seen it at the beginning of this video in the time lapse. There is a little bit of movement in it that you can see. So yeah, it's just something to be aware of if you're going to use a selfie stick on it. But if you've got a still air, or it actually seemed to fare better with a slightly heavier camera, but then of course if you get a big wind or a slightly bigger wind that's going to take the bigger camera, then obviously you're going to do more damage because that's going to hit the ground harder. So it's all just a game of, you know, 6 and 2 3s, and just be sensible, I suppose. But other than that, it works great. You know, it's just sat there right now. I mean, you saw it in my review where it was sitting on the other side of the dash. I've just got like these top boxes on the dashboard. Now they're like a material cover, so there's a little bit of foam in them, which helps create that little bit of give and rock, to be fair. You know, if they were solid plastic, it wouldn't rock quite as much, but it's hardly rocking at all at the minute. There's a little bit of shake on it, but then these back roads are not the best, and this area of the country is covered in little back roads. In fact, you know, it's a lot of how you have to get around this area of the country, unfortunately, is little back roads. But I suppose all it was, I didn't get finished yesterday, really. It was, again, there's always just too much going on at home. It gets dark quicker, you know, so, and at the minute at home with like one of the main carers off, she's on maternity leave. She'll be off now until New Year, so I'm sort of like having to kick things up a notch myself while I'm sort of looking for a job and everything. It all gets a bit tie-in and sort of in the way a bit, but you know, you do what you got to do, don't you, in life? So you know, I tend to be like doing all the shopping, even though I don't have to. It just makes things easier at home. But our house just never stops. There's always something going on in it. I've had the firm who did the selfie stick have come back to me wanting some more stuff reviewed. I haven't really had a chance to look at the links yet and see what they're wanting me to review, so it depends on what it is as to how interesting it'll be. I do have other stuff that I need to sort of like get on and get some videos done, really. It's like I've still got a what have I got? I've got that camera. What camera is it? It's yeah, it's a wildlife camera. I've still got that. Should have been done a long time ago, really. And I've still got that Alexa connected radio. That's one that I've been sort of, in a way, that one I've actually been avoiding a little bit, because it's sort of, don't know, it's just one of the way one of the features works on it, and I keep checking to see if there's a firmware update and what have you. So anyway, guys, I am totally waffling, so I'm gonna wrap the vlog up here. Hopefully, I always say this, hopefully things will work out a bit better next week. But yeah, I'm not sure what else to say now other than I apologise for the way it's been going lately. So yeah, do take care of yourselves, guys, and I will see you next week. Cheers, guys. See you.